Hey guys, so I'm going to talk to you today about what I've been reading because I know that some of you are also into reading. So I finished The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. I talked about this in my monthly favorites video. This is a prequel to The Hunger Games, so if you read the Hunger Games novels or you watched the movies, this is President Snow's backstory. And it was excellent. And the ending kind of threw me. No spoilers, I'm not going to do that to you. The ending was like very twist and turn, and you think you know what's going on, and then everything shifts, and then you think you know what's going on again, and then they pull the rug out from under you again. So the ending was kind of shocking, to say the least. But it made sense once I thought about it. But yeah, I highly, highly recommend this. And it's a big book, but you'll fly right through it because the story is very good. And then after that, I read a book that I bought, I don't know, a couple of years ago and just stuck it on the shelf and then didn't end up reading it for some reason until now. I do that a lot. I buy books and then I don't read them right away. I don't know why. But you may have read this because it came out about, I don't know, 10 years ago, I think. Oh, this is the 10th anniversary edition, so it probably came out about 11, 12 years ago. Eat, Pray, Love by Elizabeth Gilbert. This was a huge, huge bestseller at the time, and then they made a movie into it. I've never seen the movie, though. But the way she writes, I really like it. I really like her style of writing. But I'm not really giving anything away by saying that they start off with what is going on in her life, and she's in the middle of getting a divorce, and then she gets involved with somebody else, and then she starts traveling around the world. First, she goes to Italy, then she goes to India, and then she goes to Indonesia. And I've always been fascinated with India my whole life. For as long as I can remember, I was fascinated with India and Egypt. Those are the two places that I used to fantasize about traveling to when I was younger. Egypt to see the pyramids and the Sphinx, naturally. But India, just a whole culture, has always fascinated with me. So I am almost done with this. I've got about 50 pages left. So I just got back from the store because now the stores are open again. Well, some of them are. We're in phase 2 in Massachusetts, and I thought the stores would just be itching to open, but most of them are still closed. I tried to go to a couple places yesterday. Or was it the day before? But they weren't open. And then I went online to look at some other places, and they were all closed too. So I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. You would think that these places would be just itching to be able to make money again, but yeah, most of the places are closed. But anyways, the place where I just bought these books I'm going to show you, fortunately, was open. And so one other of the type of books that I enjoy reading are graphic novels. And so I haven't read these yet. I just bought them just now. But if you're into graphic novels, you may have read these already because they came out last year. So this one is called Monstrous, and it's by Marjorie Liu. And it says, set in an alternate world of Art Deco beauty and steampunk horror, Monstrous tells the epic story of Micah Halfwolf, a teenage survivor of a cataclysmic war between humans and their hated enemies, the Arcanics. In the face of oppression and terrible danger, Micah is both hunter and hunted, searching for answers about her mysterious past as those who seek to use her remain just one step behind, and all the while the monster within beckons to awaken. So I thought that sounded interesting. And I also got, oh, that's these are all volume 1 of series. So whether or not I continue on with them will depend on what I think of these ones that I picked up. Yeah, so I got volume 1 of 3 different series. And this one is called Saga. And this is by Brian Vaughn. And by the way, these are all Image comics. If you are familiar with like specific publishers in the world of graphic novels, there's Marvel, DC, Image, Dark Horse. Those are the main ones, and I think there might be one other major one, but let's see. From award-winning writer Brian Vaughn and critically acclaimed artist Fiona Staples, Saga is the sweeping tale of one young family fighting to find their place in the universe. When two soldiers from opposite sides of a never-ending galactic war fall in love, they risk everything to bring a fragile new life into a dangerous old world. Fantasy and science fiction are wed like never before in the first volume of this sexy, subversive, ongoing epic. So that's Saga. And you can tell that by the illustration that they're not human. They're some kind of, looks like, I don't know. This guy looks like a human animal hybrid, and she looks like a human something hybrid. I can't really tell. It looks like she has wings. And I also got volume 1 of Paper Girls. And let's see. This is also by Brian Vaughn. In the early hours after Halloween of 1988, 4 12-year-old newspaper delivery girls uncover the most important story of all time. Suburban drama and supernatural mysteries collide in this smash hit series about nostalgia, first jobs, and the last days of childhood. So I thought that sounded interesting. So that's what I bought for graphic novels. The last thing I read that falls into that category was I read the entire comic book series Killjoys. And oh my God, that was so good. That was like a post-apocalyptic world type situation. And apparently there was a TV show made from it that was on in Canada. And I was able to watch the first episode on a streaming service. I can't remember now which one it was on. And I thought I was going to be able to watch the whole thing. And then when I finished, I went to watch episode 2 and it said, enter your cable information now. I don't have cable. I have internet, but I don't have cable because it's like $100 for internet. And then it's like $100 for cable too. So I'm not paying my cable company $200 a month. That's crazy. Although it'd probably be cheaper if it was a bundle, but yeah, it's crazy how expensive all that stuff is now. So anyway, I didn't get to see volume 2 of the Killjoys, and not volume, episode. I didn't get to see episode 2. So that is that. So have all the stores and everything, restaurants, reopened where you guys are? It looks like the restaurants are doing dine-out versions where they set up tables outside, or of course you can do drive-through if they have a drive-up window. But there's still no dining in where I am. But I think in some states there is, because somebody that I follow on social media posted a picture of her and her boyfriend were at a restaurant. They were in a restaurant at a table and they didn't have masks on. And I was like, wow. So it must be quite different from one state to the next. I guess it must depend on, how many cases there are and that type of thing. So if you're into reading, anyway, sidetracked, if you're into reading, tell me what you have read lately or what you just picked up to read. I have been reading so much more since this whole thing started, and we've been more you know, the whole stay at home thing and everything. So I feel like if you are into reading now, everybody has read way more than they used to, just because we didn't have the luxury of going anywhere. So that's it for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.